Most business owners are playing content completely wrong. They're chasing views, celebrating follower accounts, screenshotting engagement metrics, and wondering why none of it is showing up in your bank account. If you're making content for your business and the revenue needle isn't moving, you're probably making one of 5 mistakes over and over. And the frustrating part is you're probably working really hard and you're just working on the wrong things. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how content turns into cash for business owners and why most people never figure it out. I'm Ben. I spent 9 years figuring out how content actually turns into cash. I used content to build a 7-figure business by 25. I've orchestrated a $2.1 million launch. I've helped clients generate 8 figures in revenue, and I've closed 80K consulting contracts from people who found me through content alone. I'm not a content theorist. I'm a business owner who figured out how to make content actually pay. And the gap between people who understand this and people who don't is massive. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most content gurus won't tell you. Views don't pay your bills, followers don't pay your bills, comments, likes, shares, none of that pays your bills. The only thing that pays your bills is when someone gives you money in exchange for something you sell. And that's it. That's the whole game. And yet, almost every piece of content advice you've ever heard is optimized for views. Make it entertaining, hook them in the first second, use trending audio, go viral. But here's the problem. Viral content and converting content are two completely different games, and most business owners are playing the wrong one. I call this the attention to cash gap. And if you don't understand how to close it, you will forever be the person with great content and empty pipeline. No revenue. So what I'm about to do in this video is to walk you through the 5 biggest reasons why content isn't converting into cash for most business owners. And then I'm gonna give you the exact frameworks for fixing each one. If you're a business owner and you're serious about using content as a growth lever, this is about to be the most valuable time you spend this month. Let's get into it. Alright, mistake number 1 is not understanding the trust threshold. Here's exactly what I mean. Every purchase requires a certain amount of trust. The higher the price of what you sell, the more trust is required before someone buys. And this is obvious when you think about it, but almost nobody applies it to their own content strategy. Let me give you a framework. Imagine trust is measured on a scale from 0 to 100. A stranger who's never heard of you is at 0, and someone who's ready to buy is at 100. Now, different products require different thresholds. If you're selling a $27 ebook and the trust threshold is at 30, someone might need to just watch a few of your videos, think you're credible, and then they're ready to buy. But if you're selling a $10,000 coaching program or a $50,000 consulting engagement, the trust threshold might be 85 or 90. They need to feel like they really know you before they'll hand over that kind of money. And here's where content comes in. Every piece of content you make adds a small amount of trust. A short form video might add 1 or 3 trust points. A long form video might add 10 to 15. And a podcast interview might add 20. Now here's the problem. Most business owners are making tons of short form content, each video adding 1 or 2 trust points, but they're selling something that requires 80 trust points to convert. Do the math. That's 40 to 80 videos someone needs to watch before they're ready to buy. And most people don't watch 40 videos from the same creator. They watch 2 or 3 and then move on. And this might be why your content isn't converting. The trust math doesn't work. So what's the solution? You need to audit the trust threshold of your offer. Then design a content stack that can realistically get someone there. If you're selling high ticket, you need long form content, period. Short form content alone cannot build enough trust fast enough for premium offers. You need YouTube videos, podcast episodes, webinars, and formats where someone can spend 20, 30, 60 minutes with you in a single sitting. I call this compressing the trust curve. Instead of needing 50 touch points over 6 months, you just need 3 or 5 touch points over 2 weeks. Long form content is how you do that. Short form content builds the awareness for you to get there. Alright, mistake number 2 is what I call offer misalignment. And this one is everywhere. Here's the scenario. A business owner starts making content. They're good on camera, they pick topics which are very interesting. The videos start to get views and maybe even go viral. And then nothing happens. No leads, no sales, no DMs asking about their services. And why? Because the content they're making has nothing to do with what they sell. Let me explain with an example. Let's say you're a business coach who helps e-commerce brands scale to 8 figures, but your content is generic business motivation, mindset tips, morning routines, and productivity hacks. That content might get views because it has really broad appeal, but the people watching are not e-commerce founders trying to scale. They're random people interested in productivity. So even if you build an audience of 100,000 people and maybe 5 of them are actually potential buyers, that's a 0.5% match rate. You've built an audience that can't even buy from you. This is the offer misalignment problem. Your content is attracting the wrong people. And here's the framework for fixing it. I want you to think about your content as a filter, not a magnet. Most people think about content as a magnet. How do I attract as many people as possible? And that's the view maxing game, not the revenue maxing game. For business owners, content must be a filler. You want to attract a very specific type of person and repel everyone else. So here is the exact exercise. Write down exactly who your ideal buyer is, not demographics, psychographics. What problem are they trying to solve? What stage of the business are they at? What have they already tried that didn't work? Now, every piece of content you make should speak directly to that person's situation. Think about their language, reference their specific problems. Talk about the exact outcomes that they want. When you do this, your views might go down, but your conversion rate will go through the roof because every single person watching is a potential buyer. I've seen business owners cut their views in half but triple their revenue just by making this one shift. The math works because you're no longer wasting attention on the people who are never gonna even buy. The formula is simple. Niche content plus aligned offer equals conversion. Broad content plus any other offer equals nothing. Now, if you're watching this thinking I get it, but I don't have the time or the team to execute, that's exactly why I've built my agency. We handle your entire content engine, strategy, scripts, editing, publishing, and you only show up for 90 minutes a month. We do the rest. Links in the description if you want to talk. All right, let's keep going. Mistake number 3 is having no pipeline from content to purchase, and this might be the most tactical thing we'll cover yet. Here is what happens with most business owners. They post content, someone watches it, and then nothing. There's no next step, no way for that viewer to dig deeper. They just scroll away and forget that you exist. This is like opening a store, putting products in the window, but having no front door. People can see your stuff, but they can't get in to buy it. You need a content to cash pipeline. Let me break down exactly what this looks like. Stage 1 is discovery content. This is your short form video, your viral clips, your reels, and your TikToks. The purpose of discovery content is not always to sell. It's to get noticed, to stop the scroll, to make someone new aware that you exist. Think of discovery content as top of funnel. You're just trying to get eyeballs. Stage 2 is depth content. This is your long form video, your podcast, your YouTube channel. And the purpose of depth content is to build trust. To let someone spend real time with you so that they can decide if they like your thinking, they like your approach, and they like your personality. This is the middle of the funnel where you're building the relationship, just like how I'm doing right now. Stage 3 is capture. This is where you get the permission to continue the conversation off platform. Usually this means email, a newsletter, a free resource, or a lead magnet, something valuable enough that someone will give you their email address. Why does this even matter? Because you don't actually own the social media audience. The algorithm decides who sees your content, but you do own your email list. You can reach those people whenever you want. Stage 4 is conversion. This is where you make the offer. It could be a sales page, a call booking link, a checkout flow. This is where attention finally turns into cash. Now here's the key insight. Most business owners are only doing stage 1. They're posting discovery content with no path to stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. So someone watches their video, maybe even likes it, but there's nowhere to go. No long-form content to dive deeper, no lead magnet to capture their email, no clear offer to buy. And you need all 4 stages. Discovery to depth, to capture, to conversion, and that is the pipeline. And here's the tactical advice. Every single piece of content that you have should have a call to action that moves people into the next stage. Short form video, CTA is to watch the long form video or subscribe to the channel. Long form video, CTA is to join the email list or download the free resource. Email sequence, CTA is to book a call or visit a sales page. If you're not actively moving people through this pipeline with every piece of content, you are leaving money on the table. Quick question for you. Drop a comment and let me know which stage of this pipeline is breaking down for you right now. Is it discovery, depth, capture, or conversion? I'm curious to where most people are getting stuck. Mistake number 4 It's called premature monetization, and this one kills more business owners than almost anything else. Here's the problem. Someone starts making content. They post for 2 weeks, they get a few hundred views, and they start selling hard. Every video becomes a pitch and every caption is asking for a sale. And then they wonder why no one is buying and why the engagement is tanking. Here's the problem. You're asking for the sale before you've earned the right to ask. Remember the trust threshold we talked about earlier? If your offer requires 80 trust points to convert and someone's only watched 2 of your videos, they're maybe at 5 trust points. Asking them to buy is like proposing marriage on the first date. It's weird, it makes people uncomfortable, and it makes them trust you less. There's a concept I call the value to ask ratio. For every ask you make, buy this, sign up for that, book a call, you need to have delivered a certain amount of value first. For most offers, that ratio should be at least 10 to 1. 10 pieces of pure value content for every 1 piece of promotional content. Now, I'm not saying never talk about your offer. I'm saying that you just have to front load value to earn the right to ask. The best business owner content follows a pattern I call give, ask. 4 value posts, 1 soft ask. And even the ask should lead with value. Here's what you'll get. Here's the outcome. Here is why this matters for you. If you are asking more than you're giving, your content will feel salesy and people will tune out. You'll train your audience to ignore you because they know that every single video is just gonna be a pitch. Patience is a competitive advantage in content. Most people quit after 90 days. If you can commit to giving value for 6 to 12 months before you expect significant returns, you outlast 90% of your competition and build an audience that actually trusts you enough to buy. Alright, the 5th and final mistake is not having a clear offer, and this might be the most fundamental one. I talk to business owners all the time who say, my content isn't converting, and when I ask them what they're selling, they can't even give a clear answer. Well, I do coaching and consulting, and I have this course, and sometimes I do workshops, and I'm thinking about launching a membership. If you are confused about what you sell, your audience is definitely confused, and confused people don't buy. Here's the rule. You need 1 core offer that your content is designed to sell, not 5 offers, not a bullet point list of options, 1 clear thing. That offer should have a clear outcome, a clear price, and a clear path to purchase. When someone finishes watching your content and thinks, I want to work with this person, there should be 0 friction. They should know exactly what they're buying, what they'll get, and how to buy it. Now, I'm not saying that you can only have 1 offer. I'm saying that your content should be optimized 1 primary offer and everything else is secondary. If a stranger watches 3 of your videos and I ask them, what does this person sell and who is it for? Could they answer that clearly? If the answer is no, you have a clarity problem and no amount of content is going to fix that because the viewer doesn't know what they're supposed to do next. So before you make another piece of content, I want you to write down, what is my 1 core offer? Who is it for? What outcome does it deliver? What does it cost? And how does someone buy it? Get crystal clear on that first, then make every piece of content a pathway to that offer. Let's recap what we covered. Mistake number 1, not understanding the trust threshold. Your content stack needs to realistically be able to build enough trust for someone to buy what you're selling. Mistake number 2, offer misalignment. Your content needs to attract a specific type of people who can actually buy from you, not just anyone who will watch. Mistake number 3, no content to cash pipeline. You need all 4 stages: discovery, depth, capture, conversion, with clear CTAs to move people through. Mistake number 4, premature monetization. You have to earn the right to ask by giving value first. Give, then ask. Mistake number 5, lack of clarity. 1 core offer, clearly communicated, easy to buy. If you fix these 5 things, I promise you that you and your content will start converting. Not because you're going viral, not because you're gaming the algorithm, but because you've understood the exact mechanics of how attention actually turns into cash. Before I wrap up, what do you want me to break down next? Drop it in the comments. And if you're a founder who wants to build content that actually drives pipeline, but you don't want to spend 20 hours a week on it, my team handles everything for you. The link's in the description to book a call. Subscribe for more and drop a comment. What's the biggest content challenge you are facing right now? Alright, see you in the next one.